After a prolonged period of heavy rain and flash floods last month, Saudi Arabia's holy city of Mecca and the surrounding mountains have undergone a remarkable transformation. The once arid landscape, particularly in western Saudi Arabia, has turned remarkably green. Satellite images depict the presence of lush vegetation in certain areas of the country. This natural phenomenon has captivated internet users worldwide due to its striking contrast with the typically dry and hot desert region of Saudi Arabia. Interestingly, the amount of precipitation received during this period has exceeded normal levels, with consistent rainfall occurring over an extended duration. It's worth noting that amidst this phenomenon, some individuals in Muslim countries have expressed apprehension about the green landscape in Saudi Arabia. They associate it with the end of the world prophecies foretold by Prophet Muhammad thousands of years ago. Is the turning Saudi Arabia into a greenery a sign of Qiyamah? Saudi Arabia is undergoing a remarkable transformation. This transformation is considered a sign of Qiyamah, as Prophet Muhammad predicted in the final hour would not arrive until the Arabian land turns into lush meadows and rivers. Hazrat Abu Huraira reported Allah's Messenger, peace be upon him, as saying, "The last hour will not come before wealth becomes abundant and overflowing, so much so that a man takes zakat out of his property and cannot find anyone to accept it from, and till the land of Arabia reverts to meadows and rivers." About 1400 years ago, Arabia, particularly the Arab region, was abundant in greenery, rivers and meadows. Surprisingly, recent scientific discoveries have confirmed this fact. They even found evidence of hippos in Saudi Arabia, which is quite surprising because hippos usually require a large green environment and access to water, which is not typically found in arid lands like Saudi Arabia. Numerous signs indicating the Day of Judgment have begun to manifest. The minor signs include the presence of great wealth and a decrease in the need for charity. Today, advancements in science and technology have resulted in an abundance of resources and a high standard of living for all. Additionally, there is an increase in vices such as adultery, alcohol consumption, interest-based transactions, lack of respect for parents, and the prevalence of music. The construction of tall buildings is also seen as a sign of the approaching Day of Judgment. Frequent earthquakes, landslides, and geopolitical changes, like the greening of the Arab region, are becoming more common. These occurrences are considered indicators of the approaching end times. The conquest of Constantinople is another event that will happen before the final day. It took place when Sultan Mehmed, the conqueror of the Ottoman Empire, captured Constantinople, renaming it Istanbul and putting an end to the 1,000-year-old Roman Empire. Many of the minor signs, including the greening of the Arab region, have already begun to materialize. However, the major signs are yet to appear. These include the emergence of Dajjal, a deceiving figure. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, expressed concerns for his ummah and advised Muslims to recite Surah Kahf as protection against Dajjal. The descent of Hazrat Isa, peace be upon him, also known as Jesus, will occur before the final hour. Allah raised him to the heavens while he was alive, and he will return to unite all Muslims and lead them to victory against non-Muslims. Yajuj Majuj, mischievous creatures who have been confined behind a wall by Hazrat Zulkarnain, will be released before the Day of Judgment. They will cause widespread destruction worldwide. Additionally, a massive smoke will appear, taking months to dissipate. The sun will rise from the west and set in the east. These are some of the major signs that will gradually unfold before the final hour. What does research say about the greenery in Saudi Arabia? Recent research conducted by Professor Regalia from Oxford University has revealed fascinating information about the past environment of the Arabian Peninsula. According to his findings, the entire peninsula used to be filled with greenery and abundant life. Thousands of rivers flowed through the region, and it was even the destination of the first human migration out of Africa. Over time, the area gradually became drier and transformed into a barren desert, such as the one we see in Saudi Arabia today. However, it's astonishing to note that even the Sahara Desert was once teeming with greenery and inhabited by various animals, including crocodiles, hippos, and elephants. This remarkable discovery is further supported by Professor Steph Copeland from Munich University, who has studied the region for around 20 years. He has observed significant growths in shrubs that were once non-existent. Local Bedouins, whom he interacted with, confirmed that there were places in their lifetime where rain was scarce or absent. However, the present rainfall is now plentiful and has transformed the land. In the past, not even a scorpion could survive, and grass wouldn't grow. Now grass has started to grow, indicating a positive change in the environment. These findings have led many experts to believe that there is a strong possibility of the affected regions becoming green and lush once again. Climate change plays a role in this transformation. The future holds the potential for the rejuvenation of these areas, providing hope for a greener and a more vibrant landscape. Saudi Green Initiative. There is great excitement surrounding the realization of a greener Arabian Peninsula shortly. The Saudi project is actively committed to addressing climate change by implementing environmental protection and energy transition programs. These include the Saudi Green Initiative and the Middle East Green Initiative, which were announced by Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman last year. To further support the green transition, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia has pledged a donation of $2.5 billion to the Middle East Green Initiative over the next 10 years. This initiative, launched by the Crown Prince, aims to reduce carbon emissions from regional hydrocarbon production by more than 60%. It also plans to plant 50 billion trees across the Middle East and restore an area equivalent to 200 million hectares of degraded land. What are the goals of the Saudi Green Initiative? The Saudi Green Initiative itself includes various goals. These goals are to plant 50 billion trees throughout the Middle East, ensure that 50% of the energy comes from renewable energy sources by 2030, achieve a 60% reduction in carbon emissions in the region, and protect 30% of Saudi land, including coastal ecosystems. The plan also involves converting 30% of the kingdom's area, or 600,000 square meters, into protected areas and taking steps to safeguard the surrounding environment. Since the launch of the Saudi Green Initiative, over 18 million trees have already been planted in the kingdom, and 17 new initiatives have been implemented nationwide to restore national greenery and combat the effects of climate change. The fulfillment of this greening initiative by the Saudi authorities aligns with the prophetic hadith, reminding us that the signs of the end times are drawing near. Let us strengthen our faith by following the teachings and commandments of the Prophet and Allah, and refrain from actions that are prohibited before the arrival of that fateful day. Arabia is going through a remarkable change. The once dry and empty land is now turning green. It's becoming filled with beautiful meadows and flowing rivers. Scientists believe that if the monsoon rains continue, Saudi Arabia will become a place of lush gardens, peaceful meadows, and abundant life. We won't see a barren desert anymore. When it rains, something magical happens. Trees start to grow, and all sorts of insects, animals, and birds come to life in this newfound paradise. Every day we're getting closer to what we call the final hour. This transformation is a clear sign of the prophecy made by Prophet Muhammad coming true right before our eyes. The greenery in Arab and other signs is a reminder for us of the day of resurrection, when we will have to give an account for our deeds. In light of this, we must seek forgiveness from Allah and ask for His mercy. When we seek forgiveness, Allah forgives our mistakes and wrongdoings. None of us knows when our time in this world will come to an end. However, if we strive to be forgiven by Allah and strengthen our connection with Him, we can secure a permanent home in the hereafter.